Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Firstly, I'd like to thank everyone that watched the video I uploaded yesterday, which was my first attempt at ASMR. Quite grateful for the views, the like, and the comment. I'd love to hear more from you guys about the kind of content you'd like to see, and I'll be very grateful if you could subscribe, give my videos a thumbs up, and just comment, because I'd really love to hear from you. My name is August, and I do ASMR because I have benefited so much from ASMR, and I would just love to see other people who might have struggled with insomnia like me be able to get a good night's sleep, relax their brains, relax their minds from watching my video. So I know you might have had a long day, a stressful day, pulling out your hair, worried sick, but as you sink into your bed now, I want you to let go of all your worries, let go of all the stress, relax, and let me read to you. And I hope that this reading helps you get a good night's sleep. Right, so tonight we're going to be reading from Dan Brown's Lost Symbol. This was one of the earliest books I read in my life. I think I was 12 or 11 when I read this book, and I couldn't put it down. I've since then been in love with Dan Brown. Read almost all his books. Absolutely amazing. And tonight I will be reading to you from one of my favorite Dan Brown books of all time, The Lost Symbol. So there's a fact here that I'd like to read to you guys. In 1991, a document was locked in the safe of the director of the CIA. The document is still there today. Its cryptic text includes references to an ancient portal and an unknown location underground. The document contains the phrase, "It is buried out there somewhere." All organizations in this novel exist, including the Freemason, the Invisible College, the Office of Security, the SMSC, and the Institute of Noetic Sciences. All rituals, science, artwork, and monuments in this novel are real. That just gave me the chills. Right, into the prologue now. House of the Temple, 8:33 p.m. The secret is how to die. Since the beginning of time, the secret had always been how to die. The 34-year-old initiate gazed down at the human skull cradled in his palm. The skull was hollow like a bowl filled with blood-red wine. "Drink it," he told himself. "You have nothing to fear." As was tradition, he began this journey adorned in a ritualistic garb of a medieval heretic, being led to the gallows, his loose-fitting shirt gaping, open to reveal his pale chest, his left pant leg rolled up to the knee, and his right sleeve rolled up to the elbow. Around his neck hung a heavy rope noose, a cable tow, and as the brethren called it, tonight, however, like the brethren bearing witness, he was dressed as a master. The assembly of brothers encircling him were all adorned in their full regalia of lambskin aprons, sashes, and white gloves. Around their neck hung a ceremonial jewel that glistened like ghostly eyes in the muted light. Many of these men held powerful stations in life, and yet the initiate knew their worldly ranks mean nothing within these walls. Here all men are equal, sworn brothers sharing a mystical bond. As he surveyed the daunting assembly, the initiate wondered who on the outside would ever believe that this collection of men would assemble in one place, much less this place. The room looks like an holy sanctuary from the ancient world. However, the truth was a stranger still. I am just blocks away from the White House. The colossal edifice, located at 1733 17th Street in Washington, D.C., was a replica of a pre-Christian temple, the Temple of King Mausolus, the original mausoleum, a place to be taken after death. Outside the main entrance, two 17-ton sphinxes guarded the bronze doors. The interior walls were an ornate labyrinth of ritualistic chambers, halls, sealed vault, library, and even a hollow wall that held the remains of two human bodies. The initiate had been told every room in this building held a secret, and yet he knew no room held deeper secrets than the gigantic chamber in which he was currently kneeling with his skull cradled in his palm, the temple room. This room was a perfect square, a cavernous. The ceiling soared an astonishing 100 feet over the head, supported by monolithic column of green granite. A tiered gallery of dark Russian walnut seats with hand-tooled pigskin circled the room. A 33-foot tall throne dominated the western wall, with a concealed pipe organ opposite it. The walls were a kaleidoscope of ancient symbols, Egyptian, Hebraic, astronomical, alchemical, and others yet unknown. Tonight, the temple room was lit by a series of precisely arranged candles. Their dim glow were aided only by a pale shaft of moonlight that filtered down through the expansive oculus in the ceiling, and the illuminated room's most startling feature, an enormous altar hewn from a solid block of polished Belgian black marble, situated at the center of the square chamber. The secret is how to die, the initiate reminded himself. It is time, a voice whispered. The initiate let his gaze climb the distinguished white-robed figure standing before him, the supreme worshipful master. The man in his late 50s was an American icon, well-loved, robust, and incalculably wealthy. His once dark hair was now turning silver, and his famous visage reflected a lifetime of power and vigorous intellect. Take the oath, the worshipful master said, his voice soft like a falling snow. Complete your journey. The initiate's journey, like all such journeys, had begun at the first degree. On that night, in a ritual similar to this one, the worshipful master had blindfolded him with a velvet hoodwink and pressed a ceremonial dagger to his bare chest, demanding, "Do you seriously declare on your honor, or influenced by mercenary or any other unworthy motive, that you freely and voluntarily offer yourself a candidate for the mysteries and privilege of this brotherhood?" "I do," the initiate lied. "Then let this be a sting to your conscience," the master had warned him, "as well as an instant death, should you betray the secrets to be imparted to you." At the time, the initiate had felt no fear. They would never know my true purpose here. Tonight, however, he sensed a foreboding solemnity in the temple room. and his mind began replaying all the dire warnings he'd been given on this journey. Threats of terrible consequences if he ever shared the ancient secrets he was about to learn. Throat cut from ear to ear, tongue torn out by its roots, bowels sticking out and burned, scattered to the four winds of heavens, plucked out and given to the beasts of the field. Brother, the grey-eyed master said, placing his left hand on the initiate's shoulder, take the final oath. Steeling himself for the last step of this journey, the initiate shifted his muscular frame and turned his attention back to the skull cradled in his palm. The crimson wine looked almost black in the dim candlelight. The chamber had fallen deathly silent, and he could feel all the witnesses watching him, waiting for him to take his final oath and join the elite ranks. Tonight, he thought, something is taking place within these walls that had never occurred in the history of his brotherhood, not once in centuries. He knew it would be the spark. It would give him unfathomable power. Energized, he drew a breath and spoke aloud the same words that countless men had spoken before him in countries all over the world. May this wine I now drink become a deadly poison to me, should I ever knowingly or willfully violate my oath. His word echoed in the hollow space. They all stayed quiet. Steadying his hands, the initiate raised the skull to his mouth and felt his lip touch the dry bone. He closed his eyes and tipped the skull forward into his mouth, drinking the wine in long, deep swallows. When the last drop was gone, he lowered the skull. From the instant he swallowed, he thought his lungs were growing tight and his heart was pounding wildly. My God, they know. Then, as quickly as it came, the feeling passed. A pleasant warmth began to stream through his body. The initiate exhaled, smiling inwardly as he gazed up at the unsuspecting grey-eyed man who had foolishly admitted him into this brotherhood's most secretive ranks. Soon, you will lose everything you hold dear. And that is the end of the prologue. Just reading it again is very exhilarating. It really is one of my best books of all time. I've had this copy forever, and when I've moved countries, it's moved with me. So I'm very grateful that I am able to read it to you tonight. I hope this reading has helped you relax. I hope that you're able to shut down your mind, quiet your ever-running, ever-busy brains, and get a wonderful night's sleep. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I would love to hear from you about the kind of content you want to see, so please do comment. I'll be very grateful to see them. Thank you again for listening. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you have a pleasant night's sleep, and I hope that everything works out for you, and I hope that all your desires of your heart is fulfilled. Thank you, and good night.